Welcome to Good to Go Creations. Today we're showing how to paint a car using only Walmart products for $60. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Andrew.
And we're doing a little guide through of what we're using and the purpose that it's used for. First, we have some sanding blocks. We'll be using this to sand the surface so we get key to spray the new paint on. Using 400 grit wet sandpaper. And anywhere where we go through the bare metal, we'll be using this primer to avoid any more rust in the car already has. Then we have some Bondo to cover up what rust it already does have, even though that's not the real use for this. And then there'll be a little panel on the front. We'll show you how to actually do a dent repair somewhat.
Yep.
And then we have some, what's it called? Tape. Masking tape.
Masking tape.
Masking tape and some masking paper so we keep the paint off stuff we don't want painted.
You could use newspaper, but I found this big roll at Walmart. I think it was like $5 or $6, and you could probably use this for like 10 cars if you want.
And it's a lot easier than folding out.
It's a lot easier.
Paper.
And then we got some, we're going to be painting the car with Rust-Oleum gloss black. We bought 3 cans. Car is a fairly small car, so I think 3 cans would do it. You almost do it in 2, but
we want to have enough to sand back so we can buff it out to a beautiful shine.
Yep, and then we got some cheap paint thinner made with mineral spirits, and to mix it all together, got this.
Why do we use paint thinner?
Why do we use paint thinner? Because you don't want to spray it out too thick. It'll take like forever to dry. It'll come out smoother with this. You know.
Good reason. Good
reasons. And then we're going to use this 1 quart measuring cup. And after we get it painted, we're going to use 1000 M3 sandpaper. Wet sandpaper to smooth out the orange peel and whatever runs we may have. And then when we get done with that, we're going to buff it down with some Turtle Wax brand rubbing compound.
And then when we're using that, we'll show you how to use it on a DA, a rotary buffer, and also we'll use it by hand and show you the different results you have with each.
Right.
And
actually, we bought some of this for the hands, and he's got some buffers. So this was only $3 for a pack of 5, so it should be fairly cheap no matter how you go. And
if you're out in the swamplands like we are,
you might want some off.
Yeah, it's pretty buggy out. Go spray some paint, and then it should go away.
Yeah. Okay, the car we're going to be working on is my Pontiac Sunbird. It's a 1993. Use it as a daily driver in the winter. It's got a lot of rust on it, you know. It's got 230 some thousand miles, but it still runs good. So
how much it cost you?
$800.
How long have you owned it?
Almost. It'll be 2 years in November, so a year and a half. And it's been a good car. It's a perfect practice car. You know, if you're trying to do a Rust-Oleum paint job, you want to start off on something like this where you don't really worry too much about it. You know, you mess something up. So it's a perfect practice car to learn how to paint on. So.
And how many times has it been painted already?
I painted once with this gray, and whoever owned it before me painted it with, I'm assuming, like we're going to paint it with red. So
I think Mako painted it the first time.
It's been painted 2 or 3 times.
Second time. So here we have a dent, and we're going to cover this dent up some with some Bondo. First, we're going to sand it so where the Bondo can stick. Okay, now we're going to mix up some Bondo. Get a nice little pad to put it on, and theory, you want a golf ball size of filler with a pea size of hardener. Got quite a bit more in there right here, so put a lot more hardener. And it's all runny.
Yeah, it's too much. Should mix up some bog there?
Yep. Trying to get it all to one uniform color. Since we sand this a lot, you can just kind of smear it in. Okay, I'm gonna cover up that big hole.
Spreading out pretty nice. Okay, so while Andrew's over there screwing things up with all the Bondo, I'm gonna go through and finish wet sanding the paint down. I'm gonna use my little piece of paper without the block just to get around all the little nooks and crannies that I can't get into with the block. So, okay, I'm gonna take my block sander here and I'm gonna block sand the roof.
Block sander?
Block sander.
Is that like power tool?
Nope. My 400 grit paper. Dip it in my water bucket. And I start sanding all this grain out of this paint so when I throw on the new paint, it'll be real smooth. I don't know if I have the right sanding technique, but what's the proper sanding technique, Andrew?
You go like an X, so go both directions, so you don't just drive grain to one direction. But
yeah.
Don't circle.
Andrew,
Actually, you could circle, but you can go back.
Andrew says not to circle while you're sanding. You go in an X pattern, and I guess that makes it better. What you doing over here with all this Bondo?
Making a mess.
So you build the mountain?
I'm building a mountain. I'm doing what they tell you shouldn't do.
Huff it?
Eat it. What up? Time to start tripping. Bondo! So Andrew, why you got that on your face for?
I can't handle the smell of that Bondo.
Bondo smell bad?
Smells real bad.
I don't think so.
I hate that stuff.
Why'd you buy it?
I don't know. I forgot how bad it smells. It's not worth it.
Heard it from him. It's not worth it.
It's not worth it. Okay, so basically, I got all of my partner's Bondo sanded down. Probably needs more. I'm not that worried about it because I didn't really care if he fixed this or not, but it was a lot of sanding. So now I'm just going to go ahead and shoot some primer over it, and that'll probably show everywhere that I missed. And I'll probably just let him worry about it when he comes back. So let's get the priming. Okay, well I primed it, and I don't know, it doesn't look great. It doesn't look super bad. I mean, there used to be a basketball sized dent here that was like probably 2 or 3 inches deep, and then a big rust hole right here, so it looks better than that, but probably require a little bit more sanding. Okay. Well, I don't like going crazy with Bondo, so I'm just going to put a little bit here where I got my grind marks from where I was removing some rust, and that's all good. for my Bondo adventures. So we've got the front quarter panel bondoed, we've got this rear wheel well bondoed, this rear wheel well bondoed, and these little rust holes right here I got bondoed up, so we'll sand those all out when this bondo dries. Should look decent. Okay, we're going to attempt to get my project car out of here so we don't get overspray all over it.
The other project car.
Haven't started in like a year or so, so let's see what happens. Keep an eye on those fuel lines.
I'm watching. How's it feel to be back in there?
Yeah.
So, we just got done washing the car after finishing sanding out the car, and we're ready to start masking it off, and we'll be starting our first coat of paint in a little bit. So, take a little guide around the car and show you what it looks like.
Alright, just wanted to show you around, see what we've got done so far, and we got this all smoothed out kinda. There used to be a big rust hole here. I put a patch of plastic behind it and bondoed it over, so it looks decent, I guess, for what I did. And we got the whole rest of the car wet sanded down, nice and smooth. And we got the bondo job that we're here on this front quarter, all nice and smooth. A little bit wavy, but it's better than it was. Not really going for perfection because we could have been out here for all summer.
We just replaced the fender at that point.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Rust it out.
So it looks okay though. It's nice and smooth. Paint will lay down and it won't be too noticeable. But everything else, gotta get some dust off here. And
I'll get it with the paint thinner when we wipe it down.
got this one all smoothed out. Feels nice and smooth. Should blend in pretty nicely. So that's about it. We got it ready for paint pretty much. We just gotta wipe it down with some paint thinner to get all the wax, and there's a little bit of dust sitting around from where we were wet sanding. So then we'll throw on some paint, so that'll probably be the next scene. So you can look forward to that because it's gonna be great. Hello! That looks really good, I think, don't you? I live in a town where they salt the roads a lot, so this thing had a rough time last winter, and it was getting rust everywhere. So that's why we took so much time with the bondo and the grinding and whatnot. I don't think we actually filmed any of that. I started doing that before we decided we were going to film this. But I've been grinding on this thing for the past week. So we're going to go to McDonald's now.
Well, this idiot decided to leave his paint inside the car after I just got done masking this whole side up.
And the other door is locked.
And the other door's locked and the keys are in the car, aren't they?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is the only door that's open, and I just taped it all up, and we don't have much tape left because I do a good job. So now we're going to have to rip it off.
No, I'm going to try to find another key inside. I think I might have one.
But if not, we'll have to rip it off.
So we just have to wait off on taping off that other door.
Yeah. Now I'm going to take a break. Yeah. Keep it done straight. Looks pretty good. You can see the light.
Was I in the process of rolling a cig, but then I quit?
No, I was trying to figure out how to do it, but I couldn't do it. I was gonna put a firecracker in it.
Oh! So we got three coats of paint on the car now, and we're getting ready to put on the fourth coat. We're probably going to go 5 or 6. The only issue we're having so far is we're getting a lot of bugs landing in the paint, and
the runs.
We got some pretty aggressive paint runs because we're thinning down the paint a lot. We're probably we start off with 1/3 thinner. Now I think we're going to switch to about 60-40, just because the thinner we get it, the more smooth it lays out.
But then it runs.
But then it runs. So I'm going to put on the fourth coat. We just had to take a break because we ran out of paint thinner. So, you know, we probably need actually 2 quarts of thinner, and, you know, with our 3 quarts of paint, and that should do it. So we're going to put the last few coats on and call it good.
So tell them about this gun. Awesome.
And we're using a Harbor Freight gun. It costs about $9.99 if you have a coupon.
Yep.
And we got a Harbor Freight filter. That's probably
99 cents.
Also got one on my compressor too, and then we got a pressure regulator on there too. That was probably what?
$9.
That's 10. So this whole setup costs like what? $20?
$22.
$22.
That shoots pretty good.
Shoots pretty good. I mean, we're getting a really good finish. We got, you know, orange peel's a little aggressive at some spots, but you know, it's not that bad.
It's a cheap paint job.
It's a cheap paint job, and it's looking a lot better than I thought. It's super shiny. So we're doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Just got to wet sand some of the runs out when it's all dried up, and then I'm going to pick off whatever bugs land in it while it's drying and sand their marks out, which they're probably not going to come out all the way, but what can you do, you know? So we're going to get to painting.